Good morning. My name is Paul Lancaster and I'm with Red Hat. And I'm here today with our partners F5 at Mobile World Congress to talk a little bit about our partnership to help customers with their VMware migrations. So we've actually come up with a solution that addresses many of the market problems that are happening since the recent changes by Broadcom. And what we can do is help customers migrate from their VMware vSphere environments with the help of F5's big IP load balancing tools over to OpenShift Virtualization, which is Red Hat's virtualization tool based on KubeVirt and KVM. We have a model to do that, complete with a design and a process. It fits in with Red Hat's migration toolkit for virtualization. So maybe I'll talk a little bit about Red Hat OpenShift and Red Hat OpenShift Virtualization. So Red Hat has been in the virtualization game for quite some time. Since 2007, when we committed to KVM project, and in 2008, we actually acquired a company called Kubernetes. Since then, we became a part of the OpenStack Foundation. So all of the virtual machines in OpenStack are also KVM based. And in 2012, of course, we released OpenShift. These, combined with the power of Kubernetes and KubeVirt in particular in 2016, now create a platform for you not only to have your virtual machines, but your containers as well, all orchestrated by the power of Kubernetes. So as I mentioned, OpenShift Virtualization uses KVM. It's the Linux kernel hypervisor. And it's a core component of Red Hat Enterprise Linux as well. And KVM, of course, has many, many years, over 15 years of production use in the Red Hat customer base. And QEMU and libvirt are used to manage and execute the VMs. And you can see a little bit of a diagram here on how that all works together in terms of the ecosystem that we bring. Of course, the KubeVirt project is a part of the CNCF projects that are associated with Kubernetes. And you can read more a little bit about it here. There's some links at the bottom of this page. We have many customers using KubeVirt today. And we actually have some links to some OpenShift Commons presentations that we've done around partners like NVIDIA, who have customers doing this, for instance, for Fortnite. So again, Red Hat OpenShift Virtualization is a part of Red Hat OpenShift. As I mentioned, Red Hat OpenShift is our enterprise Kubernetes platform. It's a unified platform for you to manage both virtual machines and cloud-native containers and build cloud-native applications. It brings all of our ecosystem together and creates a fantastic way for customers to have their existing applications and also eventually migrate those to a more cloud-native model and consider how they want to do application modernization. We've got a few testimonials that's a part of our OpenShift Commons, which is a community event that we do that's a part of every KubeCon. That's multiple times annually, both in North America, Europe, and other places in the world. And we've got some links here that you can see to check out some of those presentations. And I actually urge you to come and be a part of OpenShift Commons if you're going to go to the KubeCon. Now, with what's going on in the marketplace since the Broadcom acquisition of VMware, we hear a lot about wanting to migrate very quickly. And we also hear a lot about modernization. We have plans on how to migrate your traditional virtual machines. And that actually, the integrated solution we call the Migration Toolkit for Virtualization, F5 can be a part of this with their big IP tools. Not only can they help you with traffic redirects during the migration process, but they can help with the AVI real estate, moving that to OpenShift Virtualization. Again, in OpenShift Virtualization, We have the capabilities, most of all capabilities for traditional VMs on a more modernized platform, and you can use all of your existing VM roles and responsibilities on the platform. As I mentioned, we have a toolkit called Migration Toolkit for Virtualization. We also have an assessment that's a part of our services platform called the Virtual Machine Migration Assessment. And we bring partners in as a part of that. For instance, F5 actually is a part of it. Here's one of our customers, SiriusXM, talking about how they use OpenShift Virtualization to deliver their worldwide streaming service. Again, this is a Summit keynote. And by the way, we do have Red Hat Summit coming up in May. And so that's happening in Boston in the United States. We also combine another platform, which is our Red Hat Ansible platform, which helps automate many of the processes that are required when handling and migrating and when starting up new VMs and doing whatever you need to do from the platform perspective around automation tooling and orchestration tooling. You can use Red Hat's Ansible platform to do those things. So again, the key here is if you're looking at migration, you may also be looking at modernization eventually, and we have all the tools available on OpenShift for you to do that. As you can see, many of the CNCF projects are included, and we actually make those enterprise ready. So all of these things, all of this functionality is included with OpenShift. This describes a little bit about some of the things that you may want to consider when you're migrating your virtual machines, and how you may want to be going about that, and how OpenShift can actually help you do that, help you break down or break out your virtual machines into containers as you move toward modernizing your applications. Because we're here today at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, we did want to give an example of a common customer that we have, which is a global telecommunications provider who's actually using Red Hat OpenShift and F5 together. And we can talk to you a little bit more about that. This is a tier 1 provider in the United States. We also have customers in public space as well as military. And again, we have some links here that you can go check out and learn more about, understand more about these customers and how they're using our tools. So this is a little bit more about how the OpenShift application layer works and how you can create both worker nodes in virtual machines or on bare metal. So again, with Red Hat, we've got over 15 years of virtualization experience and a lot of capabilities around virtualization, networking, hybrid cloud and managed services, as well as a complete ecosystem for storage and backups, disaster recovery. And of course, if you're interested in what's next on the platform, you can just Google what's next in OpenShift and it'll link you right to our page, which we do updates quarterly on what's coming next in OpenShift. And with that, I'd like to say thank you, and please let us know if you have any questions.